What is up, the squad? It's Sess, your favorite auntie with Uncle Tendencies in the building with Rob the Man Media. Y'all know what it is. Hot Take Wednesdays. What's good? What's good? What's good?
Yeah.
I know we normally we here to talk Gamecocks. We here to talk Gamecocks, but I gotta ask you this question. We gotta talk about this Jim Thorpe award real quick.
Man.
Gotta tell me, I gotta have your hot take on the Jim Thorpe situation. And then I gotta understand about Travis just real quick because the guy, fiance, fishing, football, fishing, fiance, football, fiance, fish, whatever way you put it in, whatever order you put it in, that's all the kid do, man. No Jim Thorpe award, best one I see out there. Talk to me.
It's crazy, right? How can you be in a finalist for the top 3 defensive player of the year, but you can't be top 3 in your own position?
I don't know.
Let's just start there. Yeah, we gotta go nowhere else. How can you be top 3 finalists for defensive player of the year, but you can't be top 3 at your position?
You gotta make it make sense. Talk to me. I said I can't wait. When I saw Deion say, I love that he said they messed up the integrity of it.
They did. They truly did. But then think about it like this. You're top 2 or number 1 at every defensive category for DB. But you ain't top 3 for the award?
The thing is,
Come on, dog.
You got to name the ones for me that's better than him. That was the problem for me. It just hurt me, for that kid. It's like it made me feel like they finna try not to give him this Heisman, and he earned it.
Man, come on.
And it seemed like
they
try not to give him. He should have been he should have had a sweep. He should have had a sweep in all the awards.
Listen. He should have won Defensive Player of the Year, DB of the Year, Valuable Player, Wide Receiver of the Year, and the Heisman. A queen 5 awards should have went to Travis Hunter. But hey, what do we know?
What do we know? I just had to get your take. I know we here for the Gamecocks. I see y'all talking in the chat already. It's personal, y'all. Ashy, what's good? Big Wrench in the building. Long shot dongs being formulated. What's up, MJDL? What's happening? What's up, Rob? Welcome. It's personal, y'all. First hot take is that there will be a new starting 5 next game. Hey, y'all, sorry, Mr. Early Morning Show.
Hey, listen, that was going to be my hot take that I was coming to you with, and somebody already said it. Listen. I already had it rolled down on the notes. I was going to ask you.
Hey, look, I got my notebook too. Let's go to work. I got some notes. Let's go.
Hey, man, let's work. That was all. Hey, listen, that was the first thing. That was the first thing on my list because I'm like, man, when you watch this game, the starting lineup didn't give you a doggone thing, right? Think about it, right? Mm-hmm. UCLA starters had 40 points, and South Carolina starters only had 30.
Let's talk about it.
So my key thing about what I don't like about it, you cannot have Bree Hall and Raven on the court at the same time. That's what I don't like about it. And the reason why I'm saying this is Bree Hall doesn't do enough off the dribble to to keep herself on the floor. But Raven also doesn't shoot the ball enough to keep her on the floor. Like, I love her defense, I love her leadership, but when it comes down to the nitty-gritty, we need you to score and finding that balance to go score, facilitate, to get us into the act. That's what we lacking at right now.
I gotta give her some games though, Rob. I gotta give her some games to do something she ain't never did. She ain't played without a big. She ain't played without 6, 7 in, I don't know, 8 years.
Yeah,
I gotta give her at least 8 games to figure it out. Right? I gotta give her some time to figure it out.
But listen,
and I know y'all like Raven and Bree can't be on this floor together, but Raven and Bree went undefeated and won a natty together.
I get it.
Together.
I get it.
And Bree is the one. Bree is the one when it was all said and done. When the freshies had to go home, tears in their eyes, no championship. It wasn't Raven. It was Bree that Dawn said, "Get us back there." So Bree. I don't like Bree off the bench, y'all. I don't like Bree off the bench. Her defense.
I do.
Her defense is too important.
When you get into the games like a UCLA, when you need her matchup is always going to get canceled out. I'm not saying defensively she don't need to be on the floor because she do for that. But when you talk about offensively, you got you as a senior, your game should have been elevated by now. You should have added something to your game to keep you on the floor. That's the part where I'm like, I'm not feeling Bree. I love Bree defensively.
I don't know that we asked Bree to score though. I don't know. That's the thing. Like that's the one thing about Dawn is like it's almost like she got to put a key in the car and start it up and tell them, I want you to score now. Like it seemed like she had to tell Raven, I want you to score now. Like they only go and do what she asked them to do. But I don't think I believe Bree can score.
Listen to this.
It's been a broken Bree game. I agree.
When you know that you don't have 2 solid bigs or a solid big that you could throw the ball and go get you a bucket, what does that mean? You got to elevate your game as a guard. You got to elevate.
We saw our 4 guard set. We saw our 4 guards, right? Without Camilla, we saw them go play against UConn and not have a problem. What I'm not seeing is the energy. That's what I'm not seeing. I've seen them go do it. We saw them go do it without.
It's on the notepad. We gonna get to the energy part.
Come on, it's on the notepad. Cause see me, I feel like when I see UCLA again, they can't win. See the differences in that game. The differences in that game wasn't like we got blew off the floor. It wasn't the difference in the game was 15 points. The difference in the game was 15 points.
The difference, the guard play. It wasn't the big. Exactly. It was the guard play.
And I had a guard that played 3 minutes. And I had a guard that went off for y'all that went off by UCLA for 15 points. Does she shoot 5 for 5 the next time we see her? I don't know. The scout on her was let her shoot because she was only shooting 24% from 3 at the time coming into the game. So for me, it's different. UCLA took a whole week off to get ready for this Super Bowl. I played Clemson and then came to see you. So for me, the game don't look as bad as it looked for me. What's up, Coach?
My thing over there. My thing of the situation, and this is why I say you can't play Bree and Raven, is because what is your identity on offense? What's your identity? Because you're starting 5. Who are you? If you take Pow out the game, who's gonna go score?
It's about Pow scoring.
Problem that you got right now.
Pow is the scorer on the
floor. I get it.
I agree. Pow is the scorer on the floor right now.
I get it. I'm saying
I expected Chloe to score with her too. Rob, that was I expected Chloe to score with her too. Now Chloe proved a little too light to go in there with Betts. She hit her on top of the ball. Chloe folded up. She wasn't strong enough to be in there with Betts. So at that point, I expected Dowder to be able to come into the game and bring Betts out and shoot the 3. Dowder hasn't been able to do that for my team yet. That's what I went and got her out the portal for, to stretch my floor and create some space when the bigs is out there. She ain't been able to do that.
Yeah, and so that's my biggest thing right now. Instantly, South Carolina is struggling because you still trying to find identity. What do we do offensively? Where do we go? And so I'm looking at this and I got it. there's opportunities, right? And they're going to get better. It's just right now you're trying to figure out what guards mesh with her. I actually like Tessa and Pop Pop playing together. The problem, Tessa can't guard at times. She get like,
that's why Breeze,
I'm focused.
that's why Breeze on the floor, because Breeze our other big guard, and she's the defense. And our offense starts with the defense. We got to be able to defend.
And here's the thing. When you want to talk about South Carolina, the biggest thing right now is, man, who's the heart of South Carolina that's getting up in some? That's my biggest issue right now. Who's got the heart to get it to say, hey man, it's unacceptable.
So for me, I'm glad you brought that up. I'm glad you brought that up, because you know who I thought that was? Ashlyn Watkins. And I feel like her off the court situation slowed that down for her. I felt like Ashlyn, and I'm watching Ashlyn on the court, and I'm seeing her kind of talking a little bit more than I saw her talk last year. I see her trying to kind of in spots. And so I don't know if that threw her off. No excuses though. Now we got to play basketball. Tessa was so bad defensively, but Dawn couldn't pull her out because she was the only one getting buckets. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of them things. It's time for this to make moving right, because now everybody knows got to be. So now everybody feel like, hey, we got one. But here's the thing: not everybody, not every team. Here's the thing though: not everybody can present towards South Carolina. UCLA got bigs, guards that's got game enough to go get buckets one on. They can do things off the dribble. They say this right now, and this is why I said this game was gonna be the hardest. I figured Don was gonna do what she's gonna do. They was gonna try to go double or triple team every time Lauren Betts got the ball, and she's gonna be able to kick it out. It led to a lot of offensive rebounds. That's what you don't want. Sometimes, man, you her up, because if y'all would have just singled Lauren Betts up, South Carolina went.
For me, Rob, my thing
South Carolina was that game.
I would have let Betts go off. I'm that type of coach. I'll let one person go off. The rest of y'all, I'm shutting y'all down. You gonna go get 30? You gonna go get 40? Go get. Even if Bree Wayne, you point out all the time. We can only score 77 points. No problem. As long as she only scored 30 or 35, I'm okay with that. No problem. So we could have made an adjustment. We could have did something different at any point in the game. Dawn was locked in on Betts. And we did a good job on Betts. Y'all gonna be like, Auntie, she got a double-double, but she didn't get a Betts double-double. She had 6 shots in the game. She didn't get her first field goal till 1 minute left in the second half. So the work Dawn wanted to see done on the big was done on the big. What didn't happen for us was normally we'd be like, you know what, we just not gonna lose. Our competitive spirit never picked up to go shut down nobody. Once London started snapping, nobody snapped back. And the snapback was Lay. Lay is the snapback. She's the person that comes off the bench. She's the spark. So I know everybody's like, put Lay in the starting lineup. If you put Lay in the starting lineup, who's the spark off the bench? What we saw happen with Chicago was they took that spark off the bench, put it in the starting lineup, and then towards the end of the season, they had nothing else to come off the bench because they had moved the spark to the front to the starting lineup. So for me, I would like to see Chloe and Ashlyn on the floor more together. We've let Joyce play baptism by fire. By fire. That girl, you just get up again. You ain't hurt. Get up. You gonna learn. So I don't know if we dial Joyce back some and try to come with a Chloe, a Ashlyn, and a Fagan. I don't know.
I got the like watching that game back, replaying that game. If this is what I'm with, if you see UCLA again, I'm putting Fuwali out there. I'm putting Tessa and Pow. That's my backcourt. I'm going Ashley, and I'm going Joyce. Yeah, I'm putting Joyce and I'm putting Ashton out there. That's my 5. I'm going with that 5. And
Chloe,
tell me,
I gotta give Chloe some run, because what we should have allowed Chloe to do was to get into her meeting and get into her 3-point.
Now, what I'm saying is, when we get to the meat of the game, that's the 5 I'm rolling with. Now I got Chloe kids coming to sub. If one of them get in foul trouble, Yeah.
Why
If
I'm
Chloe
getting
ends up getting foul trouble, you got Chloe. And then you could bring in what's her name? What's her name? The one that started. I can't think of her name right now. 20.
Megan?
Yeah, Fagan. I'm bringing them gonna be my two rotational pieces off the bench. That's my four. But what I'm doing to Ashton, what I'm telling Ashton is we're not gonna double Lauren. We're gonna let you play one-on-one. Because if you bring that mentality, if you bring that mentality that you had at the end of the game, beginning of the game, it's a different game.
Well, I'm waiting. So the thing about Ashlyn is we haven't seen Final Four Ashlyn yet. We haven't seen 20 rebound a game Ashlyn yet. So Ashlyn is still getting her footing too. So she's not even Ashlyn ain't even six games into the season, right? She's more like 4 into the season. So where we at right now is an uncommon situation. It's uncommon. We said it was going to be an uncommon season. That's our thing.
Yeah.
We got Ashlyn coming in a little later than we wanted. We don't have a big. We still figuring out how we're gonna dominate. So we all good. We all good.
Hey, listen, Reggie, for that comment, Chloe's undersized for UCLA. No, she's not. They're just not utilizing them in a proper way for them to be successful. That's if you go back and you watch that game when they had Tessa have the ball and she had a pick and roll with Joyce Edwards. I like that in the middle of the floor. Why you get Joyce Edwards in a pick and pop? Nobody. No one's gonna bag off. That's just a free throw line jump. You can hit that.
You know who else had an open free throw line jumper? Ashlyn. And she hesitated and hit it at the end of the game, but she had it the whole game. And she also missed the midi that was there for her too. So I'm with you there. It's definitely
those are some of the things that I say that they gotta utilize more. Right? They got you start to figure out some things in the second half, like, man, if we would have did this half, this game would be completely different. But it was a lot of man, we got to get to we trying to attack Lauren, we trying to get her in foul trouble. And sometimes when you're trying to go get a big in foul trouble, it starts to get in your head because, damn, man, I can't score over her. Damn, the ref ain't giving me a call. Sometimes, man, just listen. Hit that little jump shot because if you hit that jump and you hit it repeatedly, guess what Lauren has to do? She got to step up. She step up, boom, boom. It's layup. But we're not playing basketball. We overthinking the game because we're like, man, you got to get in foul trouble. Lauren is one of them type of kids. She's gonna do everything she can to step away from you and allow you to take that jump shot until you got to prove to her that you can make that jump shot for she. And that's what the thing. We didn't take it. We was trying to take it to Lauren. Well, we didn't take it to Lauren. We got to use just basketball eye sense, and man, what they giving us, we got to make those shots. We got to have the ability because guess what? The next team, what are they gonna do? Their big is going to step you, and they're going to give you that jump shot. And so until you prove in confidence and get in the gym and make that shot, they're going to play you. Because UCLA, what they did was they recipes of you don't got to guard South Carolina up that far. Bag off. Only person you got to guard behind 3-point line is Pow and Tessa. Everybody bag off. Let them have it because they ain't going to shoot it.
You let Lay have it if you want to. You'll see that Curry brand 3. She didn't play. See, that's the other thing. Let her have it if you want to. Lay didn't play. She gonna show you that Curry brand 3.
But my thing was when Lay came in, she just felt when she checked in, and for the couple minutes she did play, it just looked off.
Even the energy from the beginning. I think it was Bree Wayne. It was like Pow energy look off. Pow they don't look ready. To me, they came out like a boxer that didn't warm up. It was no lather. It was no ready to go. It was no we in a fight. It was no what I expected to see with the same energy we had when we went into Pete Maravich last year. Right? We going into a hostile environment. It's us versus them. Let's go get this work. And we didn't come in like that. We came in like we thought we was at CLA a little bit, and it wasn't fams in the building. We was in enemy territory. We didn't show up like that.
Was it me?
UCLA had another player that surprised me though. What's her name, y'all? Elena, what's her name? Freshman.
Number 7? The 7? Yeah, the first. Yeah, that's number 7. Yeah.
Great game against us. We didn't expect her either.
I'm not gonna lie to you. She controlled that game. Entire game she was on the floor. She controlled the game. Like that's what I want to see. She understood, hey, when to get us into the offense when to dish the ball, then the opportunity, hey, we need to go get a basket, boom, break down, boom, boom, I'm to the rim. Right? She understands. And that's all I want to see from Raven is, man, just be aggressive. And no matter what you do, be aggressive to put us in a situation, right? Even in transition offense, I'm the ball. I'm trying to give us easy baskets. That's what we didn't see from South Carolina is looking to get easy basket in transition. It was more, man, we get a transition.
There was only one Lauren Betts on the floor, y'all. There was only one Lauren Betts on the floor. There was only one 6'7". Everybody out there wasn't 6'7". That's the other thing I need people to understand, y'all. Y'all talking to me like everybody from UCLA was 6'7". They wasn't. There was only one 6'7" girl out there. We didn't block out.
They did have two. They did have two girls that was like 6'3", 6'4".
But everybody out there wasn't 6'7", y'all. Yeah. And I saw opportunities where we was in front of the player and could have boxed out and got the rebound and didn't even make the move to box out. It was some basic fundamentals that was just missing in the game for me. Like I said, no rebounds, second points.
I circled this on my paper. I said, when last time you seen South Carolina give a 4 offensive rebound in fucking possession? When was the last time you seen your team like that?
Jeez.
4 rebounds in one possession?
I can't think of it. One possession. And it was one and done a lot. Missed shots, no second chance points, no offensive rebounds, no free throws, no aggressiveness. And that was the thing that I expected from Powell. It was like, that would have been exciting to me for Powell coming into the season, the way she was getting into the paint. And I'm okay with Powell getting into the paint, and even if you don't make the shot, drawing a foul. That's another thing that Tessa does really well. Tessa, people don't talk about it. Tessa finishes through contact very well, attacking the basket. So I thought that we would at least do that. If nothing else, get Betts in foul trouble. 3 fouls, 4 fouls. I don't know, some kind of fouls that we never got to that point. It was a lot of dribbling around, the dribble handoff that we've been seeing that we've been doing in some of the other games, but a basketball game never broke out for me. You know how sometimes it's just like, okay, when all else fails, we got to just hoop. They never came together in the huddle and was like, we finna just go hoop. And that was the thing I think that stood out the most.
This goes back to last week, man. Who is the leader on this South Carolina team? And we thought we knew who the leader is, but you didn't have that one person. You didn't have one person like get into somebody's face and say, "That's what all what's going on." Hey, man, get in this huddle. Let's figure this out. This is what we finna do. Like, you seen Don more mad than the players. And I'm like, bro, I've never seen a South Carolina have not one person. Usually you got somebody like, you have that Aaliyah. You have somebody in the huddle that's going to like, hey, listen, man, enough of this. We know who we are. We finna do these things. But you didn't have just that one person that was just like, again, like this, just like, man, the heck with all this. It was just like, man, everybody was just the flow, going through the motion, and it's just like, bro, what is it? What are we watching? Are we really watching South Carolina basketball?
I think it's a combination between Powell and Raven right now, but I really think that it's gonna be a young person that's gonna actually be the leader. It's gonna be one of these young people that's gonna crash out. Not crash out in a bad way, but just like, hey, it could be Joyce Edwards. You could see Joyce out there. Joyce, super competitive, uber competitive. The way the kid, Joyce get mad if you steal the ball from her. She's coming right back to try to get her cookies right back. I don't want another cookie. I want that cookie, the one you took from me. She wants that one back. So for me, it could be that we see a new face emerge as the leader. But for some reason with this group, and I know it's a lot of love between each other, so maybe they decided, that they want to do that behind the scenes. But normally with a team, you would see somebody be like, "Hey, come on, let's go." You hit, like you hit the floor, and it's like it's go time. You don't see that right now. I don't know that anybody is that type of player. And it may be that somebody has to grow into that, and it may be it may end up being Malaysia Fuwali.
Here's one of the I had circled on my paper. Transition defense. Talk to me, because I need some.
Starts everything. It starts everything. That's where we start.
A lot of UCLA baskets came in transition offense, and it's because we missed the shot and we job back on defense. Like, oh, man. That's what a lot of the wide open threes that she got. Transition defense. Lackadaisical, understanding what people let on the floor, jogging back, lazy closeouts, and layups. It's just when you look at the game play, tell like their main focus was, man, we gonna focus on Lauren Bett. Long as Lauren Bett, but even in transition, Lauren Bett was beating the bigs down the floor. And I'm kind of like, I'm thinking of like, come on, dog. Lauren Bett ain't got that fast, man. Well, she beating the bigs down the floor. This is period like we ain't locked in right here. I didn't see Lauren Bett play for a long time. This ain't got that fast, man. I just want to know what we got to do on transition defense, because that looked at that's South Carolina right there.
But okay, you know what? I'm gonna say this. I feel like you said we gave too much space to the 3-point shooters. We look slow. I felt like we look slow. Period. Right? I felt like the transition defense, we weren't getting back on defense how we should. We didn't have that hustle, but we also didn't push pace with the offense. Like we didn't push pace. Like usually you see Raven get the ball and just go. And maybe part of that go is because I know that I heard Raven say it last year, when all else fails, you could just dump it into Camilla. When all else fails now, there is that safety valve is not there. And so now we are figuring out what that new safety valve is. And so I'm okay to give 10 games to figure that out, because they also have to build trust in that. But I think that the safety valve ends up being Ashlyn Watkins. I think Ashlyn is a big answer to what we're doing defensively, being able to get back and being able to rebound. I think we just miss her energy. And I know y'all be like, Auntie, Ashlyn can get a little rah-rah with and everything, but you needed that moment. We needed a scream in your face moment, and we didn't get that. We needed that Ashlyn scream don't flauge. We needed that moment to get us going.
I'll be 1,000% with you. I would rather have somebody rob and I gotta calm them down than I gotta hype somebody up.
Oh yeah,
that's team off coach. I'd rather have you so hyped that I gotta calm you down, lift you up. Yeah, and I got because like, come on,
I'm with you.
If I got to do that, you don't need to be playing. If I got a hype play a game, you don't need to be playing. You should be self-motivated to be like, hey, time to go to work, baby. It's another day at the office. Let's go. But what I would say this, right? We all knew South Carolina was going to struggle at the beginning, right? Because you got a bunch of new pieces. You're trying to figure out, incorporate everybody. Everybody role changes from last year to this year.
Absolutely.
Going into this next game against Iowa State, this should be a 15, 20-point win. Easy. I'm saying this with confidence because if you transition, there is no reason why you don't win this game by 15, 20 points. You're more athletic than they are. You're going to be more skilled than they are. The only thing they got is shooting. But if you come in and lock in, this game should be a 15 to 20-point win. Iowa State. How you feel about that, Seth?
I agree. Everybody been saying. So here's the thing. I tell you all the time. Big Audie Crooks, I runner. We be just running, inside, outside, all around. Audie, where are you? Here I am. Audie gonna have to work on both sides of the ball. Then y'all told me Audie can't jump. Audie 6'3". She's 6'3". She ain't shooting over my bigs. It's not a 6'7" out here. So I feel I'm okay with Iowa State. I feel like Thanksgiving. It's Thanksgiving. We're gonna be thankful and full. We finna run them out the gym. And listen, as far as like the shooters, go ahead.
No, I'm finna say 4 minutes. Audie Cook's gonna be out. Go ahead.
Yeah. Listen, Audie will be out, and then the other thing is, if when all else fails, attack Audie, because I think Audie will foul. So you can get her in foul trouble, and you can run her. Addie Brown is the other forward. She was a phenomenal freshman on my list last year. I like Addie Brown. She scores. But I think our bigs can match up with them, and our guards are way more athletic and outplay their guards. Period. And they're gonna be hungry.
You hit it right there in the head.
We just got embarrassed. So now we finna find out how much. Part number one, we finna find out how much this team really loves each other and plays for each other. For all of the talk that we seen, now we finna see how it shows up, because we got hitting them out. We got embarrassed. So now how do we show up at Iowa?
Hey Don, if you watching this, please pull court press this team. Please, just for the life of me. It ain't even about just full court pressing. It's about get legs loose and warm to get us a rhythm. Just it can full court press. I just want to see our press just to get us on the floor. That's it. I don't want to see it for no other reason. Press full court. I mean, Iowa State full court press them, make them work because you're gonna be on the first 4 minutes and 30 seconds, and then you're gonna run them out the gym. That's just that simple. Full court press them so you can get loose, so you can have strategy, so you can play in transition. Because Iowa State don't want to play in transition. I'm just saying.
Why didn't Dawn press the other day? It ain't like she didn't think. It ain't like she don't know that we can press.
That's the thing that shocks us. I get it. You got a true freshman over there. They can handle the ball. You got Kiki. They got some versatility. But you don't always press just to cause press basketball. You do that to create. You're trying to steal a possession, really, what you're trying to do situation. But it helps bring the energy to your team because now you're going to start. The game turns into basketball then. You really start a basketball situation when you press. And that's what I think a lot of people forget about. People think, man, you just press because they caught things out of the net. But it's really to help your transition game. It's really to help the floor for you to get into a rhythm because now you got to play in transition. What transition do? It causes mismatches. It causes people to get in foul trouble. It starts to wear out the. And those are the type of things that people don't understand when it comes to basketball. You don't always press.
It's something we do good. Our press is one of the best presses out there. When Raven steps up there to pick you up 94, it's a problem. Go back and look at the Iowa game. So it's something that we know we can do. I don't know why we didn't go to it.
But see, here's the thing. You don't even got to go, man, because I get why she don't. Sometimes you're like, man, I got tests out there. I got power. I'm not trying to wear them down. You don't even got to go, man, token 2-2-1. And that can cause problems. Like there's different things you could do in the press that can cause problems to make. What I do is make people think. That's it. Make people think, because if you get people to make people think, guess what happens? Mistakes happen. You didn't do anything in that situation to change the flow of the game to make UCLA have to think about something. That's it. Because we was like, damn.
It's like nothing else. It's like I'm big dog on the block. When I step up and it's like, man, you might not even get past half court. How about that? When the team sees that, you know how demoralizing that is. When you keep taking the ball out and I keep just bringing it back on my side, you ain't even seen your basket. And we got that type of press when we locked in.
But here's my thing: if you're going to play Bree and you're going to play Raven, why not? If you're going to play them too, why not play? And here's what I would have did right differently. Put Bree Hall. I would have put her on Kiki Rice. I would have put Raven on the point guard, and I would listen. We up in their feet, 94 feet, and make them have to earn every shot. Because guess what? Lauren is not going to be a factor. The only thing that Lauren can do is read in this situation. If you double team her, she's going to kick the ball out. We got to play with our feet, right? The thing I do is play with our feet. We can't be lazy to closeouts. Like, there's so many things that you like look at this game and be like, come on, dog. I know y'all got better scouts and they could have came up with a better game plan. I can coach and tell y'all to do this.
So now let's have it. So because I saw a comment, I don't know who it was from. It seemed like Dawn almost wanted to lose the game to get back control of the daycare because she was talking about how free and loose they are. Is there a time when a coach would rather a loss? You've been winning for 1,000 days. Is there a time when a coach would rather a loss? I haven't been a coach. I want to win every time I get on the court. So I don't know.
I'm gonna explain the situation. Sometimes you have a game where they just don't want to. They just want to do their own thing because they didn't done their own thing for so long that you needed loss to will everything back in.
So let me ask this question. Because I got this question. Is there a situation with what you're saying where Dawn made an agreement? As long as y'all win, y'all can do it your way. Then if it don't work, you come back this way. Could it be that? Like,
I'm telling you, I've coached in a playoff game where the kids just knew they was better. They just thought they was better than the coach. Okay, y'all got it. No matter what you draw up, they're gonna do it because they're trying to prove a point to you. And when you look at that game, a lot of trying to prove a point. Whatever Don had told them, it's like, hey, that's not gonna work. Do this or do that. They just didn't want to listen. So you need that reality check. And the reality check is you're gonna take this L. And when you take this L, guess what you're gonna end up doing? You're gonna come back and it's gonna come back. Sometimes you gotta go let the kids bump their heads for them to learn the hard way, for them to come back. And all that, and when you're saying that, like when you look at that game, the frustration line is more of okay, yeah. See, y'all thought I thought to you. You thought I was lying to you when I said this gonna happen, that gonna happen. Don't do that. And you still did it, and that's the lesson that you. Okay, cool. Y'all want to do it, and so as the game went on. Guess what you seen? You start seeing Dawn get less and less bad. Why? Because she knew her. No matter what she drew up, no matter who she put in the game, whatever they wanted to do, and that's why everybody on the team played. Everybody that played. Why is that? Because somebody said, "Oh, this person playing. Oh, this person should be playing. Or this person should be playing." Okay, put them in. Remember, everybody when you was live and everybody's like, "This person playing. This person should be playing." And when they got out there, what they started doing? They saw foul. Remember that? That right shows you right there how that situation went while they was at that game. People were in their feelings, complaining like they should be playing. They out there and they didn't perform. Okay, so now this is why you're not out there. I didn't have to tell you why you ain't out there. Your performance just proved to you shouldn't have been playing, but you sitting over here complaining and you're not even ready for the moment. But you could play the moment. Right? Okay, cool. So I'm gonna put you in. I'm gonna let you figure it out. And you have games throughout the season where you might have a game where somebody just want to prove you wrong because they like this person should be playing. Okay, cool. Prove to me why this person. Because I have practice. I know this person ain't so much, but you want to prove. Okay, cool. I'm gonna give this person an opportunity. When I'm not even gonna tell you I'm not gonna tell you that they're not gonna fail. But when they fail and they come back, it's going to be more demoralizing because they should have just listened from day one and just what I'm saying. But sometimes those things happen. But when you're winning, you can get those type of things. But when you take that loss, all boys and humble.
What did the look like the next day after the loss? Like you said, you got the team. They out there. They proving a point to you. They not doing nothing. You say, what does the next practice look like? Ain't they ears up a little bit more?
They stuck to the world. They hate that feeling they lost. But it's because it's easy to you gotta think about it from two things, right? Sometimes it's not what you're saying, it's the outside people that's getting in their head feeling like they should be because think about it right now. We're having a conversation about who we feel like should be playing, what we see, things like that, right? Well, then there's 30 people, there's 20 to 30 people that's telling this kid, oh, you're better than that kid. Oh, you should be playing. You should be doing this. Or you should be doing that. And that's all they hearing. So it's the negativity is in their ear, and that's all they hear. They're blanking out from what they're hearing. And they not realizing, man, my coach got the best interest for me because he's done it. It's the outside noise that's creeping in because when you're winning, it's easy to listen to people. When you're losing, it's easy to tone out people. So the more that they were winning, it was like, all right, cool, all right, bet, I'm gonna do that. And you keep hearing that, and so then you start listening to the coach less because y'all winning. But then you get into them big games, and I'm trying to tell you something. And the playoff game I lost was a tournament, right? So it was like we still had the season to go on. But that lesson of if we never went through that lesson, we probably never make it to the Final Four in basketball a year, in high school basketball a year. But I'm glad we went through that lesson because it showed you, like, listen, I get it that your parents feel like they the year, they know more than me, this, that, and the third. But what I'm telling you is the people in this room got the best interest for you. Otherwise, we wouldn't all, because if it was that easy, anybody can come coach. But I challenge you this. If it was that easy, when your parent be on their staff, so you listen to them, but when their staff, if they knew what they was talking about, when they go get their degree, to go do something. You know, there's certain things. It's like, but those type of things happen throughout the season. You had that one game where they feeling themselves, they just no more, and those things happen. Now Don's got back control of the team. I promise she got more control of the team now than what she had. I'm not saying that she lost control of the team, but she's definitely got a reins on what this team gonna be now because you gotta listen.
Where did y'all go after that loss? Was that the end of y'all season, or was that just like a tournament and y'all
No, that was an in-season tournament. We lost in the playoffs. We went to the Final Four that year. We ended up making the Final Four. The team that we lost to, we beat them by 30 in the playoffs.
After when you saw them again, because this time they took a different approach.
Yeah, we beat them by 30. I was like, bro, all you gotta do is listen. I want to win every game. When I come out, my mindset, I don't even pay attention to my team. I'm gonna pay attention to the other team warming up. Like, okay, she ain't got it. They ain't ready. I'm looking at all those because I'm one of them. I pick up on tendencies fast. And when I see something that don't look right, we attacking that. Let's go to work. So I really never pay attention to my team warm up, pay attention to the other team warm up. So I can kind of tell you how the flow of the game gonna go this, that, and the third. So I might come with a whole game plan. I might switch it up because I'm a adjuster. Like I adjust fast. So when I see you do something, I'm gonna adjust and do something else completely fast. And stuff we might not even practice, and I just draw it up in the game. All right, this is what we doing, and have success with it. So that's just how I coach. Like I want to win every time we get on the court, but it don't always happen. Sometimes you just get out talented. So.
And so y'all, I see in the chat, y'all feel like UConn, Texas, and Iowa State can duplicate Betts and UCLA.
Iowa State does not, and here's why Iowa State cannot duplicate this. And this is Iowa State does not have the bigs that UCLA has. They don't have the size. Like this is a perfect matchup for South Carolina. I don't think y'all know how perfect this is of a matchup for South Carolina.
Iowa State,
when it comes to the bigs.
Iowa State matchup?
The bigs. I'm talking strictly the bigs. This is a perfect matchup.
I'm excited for it. Man.
Because listen, all they got is Artie Cooks as a big. I like 24. I like 24 on Iowa State because she can post you, she can shoot the three. But guess what? Got nothing on the bench. They don't got no bigs on the bench. So if Artie Cooks get in foul trouble, and here's what I think. I think Iowa State will go to zone on y'all just because you got to keep Artie Cooks in the game. If they go man, Artie Cooks is out there in 40 seconds. I promise you, she's gonna be out there in 4 minutes and 30 seconds. So they're gonna have to go zone if they want to play in this game to keep out of foul trouble. Because if you go man, she's gonna be in foul trouble. I'm just telling you what it is. And so now, if you take 24 out the game for Iowa State, because they X factor is 24. If you take 24 out the game for Iowa State, done for. It's a wrap for them. Because the number 6 that comes off the bench for them, she can't score in the low post. So y'all gonna have y'all way with her. Now they do got shooting. I give them that. But at the guards play, you got to get an upper hand to South Carolina because they're more athletic. They can get easier shots than Iowa State. Iowa State struggles off the dribble, but they got set shooters. If you let them set their feet and shoot it, it's going in. I can just tell you this right now. If you let Iowa State set their feet and shoot, it's going in. So it's going to be South Carolina can have their way with it. And they should win this game by 15 to 20 points easy. If they don't, we got to start our eyebrows. Hey, we're going to have to figure some things out. But they should have their way with
and then UConn. What UConn bigs? Y'all caught that's El Alfie? That's Jenny y'all counting as the big that's going to be the problem?
You think about Sarah Strong. That's the only thing that comes when you talk about UCLA big.
I mean, she's a bigger player, and she's a big that shoots threes. But I'm not thinking about her like a big. Be no problem.
If I'm South Carolina, the team I'll be worried about if you talking about the next big, like a Reagan Beers or the big from LSU. Like LSU can cause you more problems than anybody for real. Like
LSU gonna be a fun game. LSU gonna be a fun game. I think us and LSU is 1-2 in the SEC. I know people don't think so, but I do. That's gonna be a fun game. That Caitlin Gilbert matchup with Maddie, The freshmen, they gonna have to play basketball. Them sophomore, listen, the Flauché Lay matchup, the last LSU game was just starting to get good when everything went crazy. So LSU way more dangerous than
I don't know. Listen, I don't know if y'all been watching LSU, but see here LSU just played in a close game, right? This last game they played in, they won by 1 yesterday. That's gonna help them down the road because they were down and they had to come back and fight to win that game. They're building chemistry right now. Like you can see the connection with LSU. You don't see that same connection with South Carolina right now. That's the problem that I got. But
you want to see them doing the push-ups and having fun on the off the court and all of that chemistry that we were able to see in the summer and all.
I don't want to get down the road because LSU's a ways and South Carolina got time to figure it out before they get there. But when you look at like UConn only causes because Paige Beckers to me. Because I just don't know who guards Paige Beckers consistently on South Carolina.
The thing about Paige is we saw them already with no Camilla. They got to come to CLA again. So we'll be at home. We'll see Paige. And like I said, to me, Paige, do what you want to do. But that game, that to me, if Sarah Strong thinks she's gonna show out, so is Joyce Edwards. Not in CLA.
That UCLA game, that's later in the season. Like when y'all in conference, like it's kind of weird. Weird when they play that game. But also it's gonna help. I think UCLA, UConn be a lot different too because they're just not starting to get healthy. So they still trying to figure out what players coming off an injury back. So that team's gonna look
healthy by February too.
That'd be completely different. It's gonna be completely different. So like right now, to say UConn's gonna look like at that point in time because UConn, South Carolina, they're gonna look completely different.
I just hope everybody's healthy. I want UConn to be healthy. I hope everybody gets back to their team healthy. We don't want no excuses. Everybody healthy in February. Let's play basketball.
Yeah, I wouldn't be too worried about like a USC. I wouldn't be too worried because it's easy to game plan for Juju and Kiki. That's all they got. They don't have nothing else. They're not developing anything else. And then the person.
Wait a minute. You don't think? Wait a minute. What about Kennedy? They're freshmen.
She got hurt.
But I mean, she'll be back this season. They got her. You don't. So, I
mean, we don't know. We don't know she's gonna be back this season. It's like
okay. I mean, we don't know. You're right. We don't know what the injury is.
Yeah, we don't know if she's gonna be back. That's the thing, and she's gonna be off significant time. So who else are you developing? My biggest with them is they don't run offense to go ability to score efficiently. Like you put the trust for you to do everything, or you put the trust for Kiki to do everything. They don't play them in the role situations, or they don't put their players in situations to be at ease to take the pressure off of Juju and the Kiki. Like the role players for them is true role players, but they don't do enough to take the pressure off of Kiki and Juju. That's the only problem that I have.
So that's coaching.
That's pretty coaching 101 because you got to start to make the game easier. Like we know Juju can get you 25. That's a given. She can get you 25. But then it's like, what do you do with Kiki? That's my biggest thing right now with them. How do you utilize Kiki to make the game easier for her? And do they have enough shooting to open up the game for everybody?
I mean, I don't know enough. We're gonna find out. I've heard that they do. I mean, I've been looking to play USC. I've been looking to play USC. I wanted them on the schedule this season. I wanted to see what it was.
Kennedy Smith. I didn't say she was out for the season. I just said I don't know when she's coming back in the season, right? Because if she's out for 2 months, bro, if this team gets hot, you just don't know. You know what I'm saying? That's too much basketball. Like that's so much can happen in that time frame. You just don't know. But I mean, it's still young for USC. They still gonna figure it out. Right now, you don't want a team to be peaking anyway. You want to start peaking towards March. So for anybody that's upset about this take, I want my team peak to March than peak right now. Because if you peak now, you're going to go on a major decline going into March. And guess what's going to happen? You're going to get upset for the second round. So I'd rather them
But you do see adjustments that Coach G can make.
Huh?
You see adjustments that Coach G can make, right?
Yeah. It's still early because you're still trying to. Because here's the thing, right? Early in the season, every team's gonna play 8 to 10 to 11 kids, right? As season dwells on, you're going to get down to 7 to 8 kids that you trust. So with that being said, USC is still trying to figure out their rotation of how do you do things to get everything figured out to who's your top 7. That's what the ultimate coach want to get out. Who's the top 7 to 8 kids that I know? All right, cool. You know Juju finna handle the ball when she needs to handle the ball. But who else can we develop to get around Juju to make it easier for Juju? Because what I don't see, this is what I would love to see out of USC, is running Juju off of more screen action, getting her mid post, because she's so much of a big body that she should be able to get to the mid post and go to work on people. She's doing too much dribbling behind the 3-point line when she don't have to. She gets to the free throw line with ease. And that's one of the things that I would love to see her more is get to the free throw line more because she's capable of getting there more. And so when you compare, like, I'm not even want to compare this, but when you look at South Carolina, the real problem with South Carolina is who can get you to the free throw line to make the game easier.
Gotta attack, buddy.
And that's my biggest thing because and you gotta listen, you gotta think about it like this. In March, that's gonna matter. Can you get to the free throw line? It's going to matter.
Oh yeah.
And if you can't get to the free throw line now, to March, you're gonna have some serious problems.
So for me, I think I don't know. I'm excited to see how the season plays out. I think that we bring in players around like Joyce. Joyce is going to be a different player in March, and she's going to be getting to the free throw line. Some of the stuff that Joyce is doing when she gets in the paint, she had a spin move. She's not afraid to finish through contact. She's missing some bunnies in there. She's not finishing some and ones. Joyce is going to be real active, I think, in attacking the basket. I think Lay attacks the basket, and I think Pow is proving that she's going to be attacking the basket. What happened against UCLA? I think it's more.
Here's the thing, though. I always say the same thing with Joyce. Get her to the mid post action. Mm-hmm. Get her the ball in the mid post. Get her to the mid post. You can't double team her. So guess what? 1-2 dribble. She's at the rim. That's going to get her in foul situations. That's going to make the game easier for South Carolina. They're going to figure that part out. So
to me, it seemed like Joyce just needs the game to slow down a little bit in her head. She's so ready to play. Her motor is crazy. She's so ready to play, but I need her to just a half a second.
It's not that. Pay attention where she gets the ball at on the court. Majority of the time she gets the ball, it's clearly it's too many people around her. She's trying to make a move, and so people just tapping that ball. Get her to the mid post and clear out that side. Now she can go one-on-one. So now you have to foul her or it's going to be a basket. A lot of times she's playing in clutter. Like when you look at, that's the problem that I South Carolina is their offense is too cluttered. It's no spacing, right? Because they're big.
That's what Dowd was supposed to do, right?
Yeah, but if you don't have a big that can make outside shots, what are you going to do, right?
That's what I'm waiting on Joyce. I mean, not Joyce, Dowda.
Yeah, you gotta have space. That's the problem. If you able to get space, Joyce can go to work. Joyce is used to playing in the open court. So now you put her in this cluttered space, it's making harder because now you got to think. If I do this person might do that, but beat this other defender. Versus a lot of times Joyce gets switched on a player. And it's like, man, clear out. Just get out the way. She's got to swing down and get her the ball and clear out the way. But you always have somebody just sitting at the 3-point line and will not just rotate out of the way. And that brings her to those situations. And so you can make the game easy, but everything is so on offense because they don't run enough. That it clutters everything on offense. And it's like sometimes, man, just play basketball. And my biggest thing in Carolina, Here's the question I got for you. When you run off the basketball, who played freelance basketball? Where if they get the ball, you know you can go get a bucket. You know, I know Fuadi can do it, right?
I would
Flake
say
can
Lay
do
for
it.
sure. I would say Lay for
I know
sure.
Powell can do it. I
I was
know
gonna say Powell. I think
Tessa
Raven can get to the
get it.
basket.
But can she? When I'm talking about freelance basketball, I'm talking about hey, if the ball comes to you, but I can boom get to a shot. You know what I'm saying? 1-2, I can get to a shot.
I believe Raven has that inner game. It may not, and I think it's attacking the basket more so than it is shooting the three. And I don't know. I feel like Raven made the three in this last game, so that may take the lid off of it for her. But
here's my thing. My thing with her making that three, right? This is one question I have for you because I had this wrote down. When Raven made that three, it was like she was surprised she made that three.
I didn't see. She didn't look surprised to me. She looked hyped, like, yes, let's go. And then I was like, okay, this is the energy that I needed for Raven to have. And then by the time she got to the other side of the court, it was like, hey, where's that? It didn't turn into the intensity that I thought it was going to turn into. I thought it was like, oh, it's on now. Because she had like a little hop, and it was like, okay, let's go. But then it never turned into that for me.
The reason why I say she looked surprised, because when she made that three, she down to the other side of the court. Normally, she picking up 94 feet.
Oh, yeah. Am I echoing on your side?
No,
you got the show on? I can't.
No, you good. You good on my end. You good on my end.
I don't hear it, Big Wayne.
Yeah. But what I'm saying to the situation was when she made the three, she was so hyped, she ran out to the other court like, dang, I can't. Instead of normally she go score a basket. Oh, it's 94 feet. I'm up in you. Like, come on, dog.
I thought it was. I wanted to see the intensity. So, like you said, the May shot, and then it turns into this defensive play or whatever, right? That didn't turn into it. So I was like, well, maybe she'll carry that confidence into this next game against Iowa State. No, but this game is gonna be about the guard. This game right here is gonna be about the guard. The big shouldn't have no problem. This should be a game for Joyce to get comfortable. And then this is one of the last games. I think that. How many more games you got on the road before we get to play in CLA?
I'm not.
Help me in the chat.
Hey, I'm not sure. But no, man.
Somebody help me out in the chat because we ain't been home that often. So I think getting back home is gonna be a factor too. But no excuses. Honestly, we drew this gauntlet of a schedule up, so we got to go play this mug.
Here's the biggest thing I'll say, right? With UCLA, with South Carolina. During this time right now, you don't really practice as much. So you really can't install and work on offense right now because you don't really practice that much. In December, the games are going to be a little bit more spread out. So you'll have opportunities to go work on things going into conference play. So you're getting close to that line where you go home, you'll be able to work, offense, you'll be able to work on stuff defensively. You'll better figure out rotations, things like that. That's what the month of December is meant for. You're gonna have more time for you to be able to go do things, to install things. So that's what I would say in that sense. So
okay, December 5th.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So you're gonna have time, like practice time, to be able to get thoughts and what happened, what transpired, things like that. You're gonna have that in the month of December. So that's why. If you lose in November, it's not really a big deal because the month of December is going to fix it, right? When it's time to go Christmas break and all that stuff, and the kids are there, they're going to have opportunities to work on their game, get in the gym, shoot, catch that. All right, this over with. Now we roll into January, February, March. It's on. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to see a different light switch in the month of December because they're going to have opportunity to practice and do more things. It's not saying that they don't practice now, but you can only practice much without not having legs going into a game versus in December you're gonna have more practice time.
Our schedule and our season is gonna play out a lot like the Indiana Fever. The Indiana Fever went through a gauntlet at the beginning of the WNBA season, and it looked like, man, who is they gonna be? And by the end of the season, after they went through that gauntlet, and then they got to get home and practice and eat their favorite stuff and sleep in their beds and have some games. the Olympic break and have some space in between games. And like Coach Sai said, we ain't been in practice. We ain't been able to install. Now we at the crib and we installing and we practicing. Look different. Look different. And so we went through. It was choppy in the beginning of the season, so this gonna be smoother come March. And we bring Joyce along just like we brought Leia along. She getting baptized by fire too. Leia got baptized by fire last year too. She ended up getting benched one game in that baptism, but she had to go out there and make the same mistakes. Everybody who, on the other end of this, it all works out in March.
Leia finna go off a 10 game. If Leia play against Iowa State, she can go for 20. I'm circle to it right now.
Okay.
I'm telling you, South Carolina win this game by 15 plus or more. I'm telling you. I know people were like, I agree with you.
I said between 12 and 15.
It's gonna be about 15 plus. I just see where South Carolina can have their way, and they can definitely have their way on offensive glass. They can definitely keep Iowa State to one and done, but it's really gonna be up to them to make it happen. But the opposite that's in front of them, they can make it happen.
Absolutely. I know you got to get out of here soon, but I got to ask you one question. I'm gonna back up to this LSU game. Michaela Williams, what do you see going on with Michaela Williams, and how do you fix that? Is she still injured? 0 for 9? Do they need her? Is she not a factor? What's your assessment on MK Dub?
I don't right now. The way they going, they can work her in slowly, because they're starting to, like, the freshmen that they got, they with that. They really with that smoke. So it's hard, like, because it's one of them situations. You was a true freshman last year and you was the one with that smoke. Well, these true really got that dog in them, and they really like, hey, we with that. So you got to ease her back in to the situation of like, hey, listen, they just got it right now. You got to come back and earn. You got to come back and earn. Like, we ain't gonna just hang you with, but it ain't saying that we don't need you, because we gonna need you to March. But right now, the way they rolling and the way they playing with dog spirit, you got to come with it. And that's the thing. But see, here's the thing: the difference between last year and this year, they can afford to bench her. They couldn't afford to bench her last year. She had to play last year.
Yeah, for sure.
We can bench you because we got the freshmen to do it. We got the guard to do it. We still got Big Foe. We still got 24. So what talking about?
I don't want her to fall into no sophomore slump, and I don't want her to fall between the cracks. Like, she was a big part of what they were supposed to do, and they're not really calling her name right now. But the youngsters still got.
You know why they're not calling her name? Because you fall into everybody feel like you should be doing this. This is what your role should be instead of hunting to what her role should be. That's what it is. And when she decides to buy into her role, somebody gonna have to pay for it. It's gonna be a head captain.
Yeah, roles change. So you got to be able to adjust. That's the other thing.
Because you got to think about it. You don't know what injuries is going to come up throughout the season. You know what's going to happen throughout the season. So you always got to be like, all right, take it for salt, because as the season move on, something's going to transpire that's going to put you right back where you hurt. You got to be ready for that role.
Absolutely. And I know you got another show coming up at 12:30. You got your Colorado show coming up at 12:30. Make sure y'all check out Rob the Man Media for 12:30 with the Colorado show. What you got before we get ready to get out of here?
All right, man. Appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. Make sure y'all hit that button, subscribe to the channel. Man, we here every Wednesday, Hot Take Wednesday. Yeah, man, we get into a little bit of everything across the board, man. Women's basketball, whatever y'all want to talk about. So, man, if y'all got anything that y'all want to talk about, hot topic wise, man, y'all just comment. Let us know. Once the video's off, and man, we make sure we address it. If not, y'all got a hot take that y'all want us to answer, drop that thing, man. Don't be scared. But we want to open this thing up, man. This about y'all. This ain't about us. I'll just give y'all a point of the coaching side of women's basketball. It says she's gonna just drop her knowledge. It's what she do. So, man, we appreciate y'all
I'm just giving y'all my passion over here. We appreciate y'all pulling up and hanging out with us. Rob, I appreciate you. Until next time, y'all know what it is. Stay tuned. Talk soon, y'all.